guys, Andrew with mobileburn.com here, and I'm looking at Cortana from Windows 8.1, available now as a developer preview. Now this is still a beta product, so it's not really worth fully comparing to Siri on iOS or Google Now on Android, but it's important to just get a state of where it is. So basically, Cortana is a lot more like Google than it is Siri. The way it works is when I launch the app, it finds out things about me. So I've informed it that I'm interested in sports and entertainment news. And it figured out that I've searched for a lot of soccer news in recent days. So it finds out, okay, here's a score of the Liverpool game. Here's a score of the NBA. I'm not so much interested in golf, but I have searched for a lot of sports, and that's why it comes up. It also finds the latest in entertainment, so I've got recaps of Mad Men, things like that. I can hide certain news or I can see more, so it can inform its decisions based on the feedback that I give it. It also noticed that I searched for the weather a lot for the past couple of days, so now it suggests the weather to me automatically. Obviously, this is something that you can already do in Google, so for instance, Google knows that I search a lot for Game of Thrones, so that comes up. Cortana is kind of similar, but obviously instead of using Google, it uses Bing search. So if you give it permission to learn about you, it'll find out more things and recommend things based on that. For that, Cortana offers a notebook. This pretty much tells it where you inform it of your interests. So if daily glance, it gives me commute information. I've informed it where I work, so it tells me how to get there. Google Now does the same. I have deleted some of the cards at the moment, but you get the idea. If there's traffic, it warns me. Again, those are things that we've had in Google for a while, but Microsoft is bringing that to the people on Windows Phone 8. If I link it with my inbox, I grant permission for them to learn about my flights. So when I travel, it'll tell me where I'm going to be, the weather, what it's like, or it'll tell me the weather in my local area. So that's interest. Remind me to text Rodrigo that I'm going to be late.
Okay, when should I remind you?
Okay, so at 4 p.m. today.
I can remind you to text Rodrigo that I'm going to be late at 4 p.m. today.
So you see,
Sound good?
yes.
Great.
So you see, Cortana kind of takes you to that next step. So that's kind of cool because it anticipated that I didn't clarify when I should be reminded, and it took that next step. Sometimes it gets a little mixed up. For instance, remind me to pick up my mother from the airport at 1 p.m.
Sure. I'll remind you.
Oh wait, actually I should pick her up at 2 p.m.
At 1 p.m. today. Sound good?
No, move it to 2 p.m.
Should I remind you?
No, move it to 2 p.m. Remind me at 2 p.m.
Sorry. Should I remind you?
No.
Okay. Do you want to change the reminder date?
And that's where the problem comes in. Change the time.
Sure thing. When would you like to be reminded?
2 p.m.
I can remind you to pick up my mother.
So it has different steps that you need to take. It's not a straight process. Yes.
Great.
Okay. Remind me to pick up my mother at the airport at 2 p.m. Okay, and you see Google outlines the times, and then I can confirm it. It doesn't give me the hands-free option. So that's actually one situation where Cortana kind of shows that it's not as far behind as we think. And this is something that Microsoft is kind of stressing. They told me that the how is just as important as the when. So even though Cortana is kind of late to the game, Microsoft is trying to build it to be better than the options that are out there. So when I go back into a couple of other things, for instance, I have the reminders. There's something called quiet hours, which basically allows you to turn your phone off from notifications. I had to get up very early this morning at 5 a.m. and I get text messages sometimes from people that are in different time zones. So I don't want to get those calls or messages at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. So what I can do is turn it on during defined moments. So if I know that I'm going to be sleeping, or if I know I have a calendar event, I can choose to not have that information disturb me, and I can specify which calendar. So if I know it's for work, I'll specify for work rather than my personal events. All right. I'll save that. So now I know that I don't have to worry about anything. And it has what's called an inner circle. Basically, this allows certain people in your inner circle to be able to get through to you. So I have a set list of the people that are in my inner circle. So if these guys reach out to me during my quiet hours, if they call 2 times, it automatically lets them through, or I can choose not to let anyone through. But if I say the people in my inner circle can wake me up at 2 a.m., that's an option that Cortana gives you. And another cool thing I wanted to show is music searches, which this is disturbingly fast. So I'm going to play a song and see how quickly it can recognize it. So let me find a quick song to play. Okay, they found it, right? Alright, so that's pretty cool, but watch how fast it recognizes a current song. So, alright. I'll start playing Happy, the song that everyone knows. Okay, pretty quick. I was actually doing it earlier and it was finding it within a second or two. So I'm not sure if it listens beforehand, you press the button, but it saves all your music searches and you can access them later at another time. If you get to music, you can get there pretty easily.
With whom would you like to speak?
Well, apparently Siri isn't very happy, so that's one area where it's kind of lacking. But like I mentioned, there are some places where Cortana kind of falls flat, others where it succeeds. We saw the music searches, so when I go into there, it keeps track of all the music that I found in the past. And then finally, I can go into settings and tweak things a little bit more. I can grant it permission to find all the tracks, track all the travel information that I set before, and I can set my name. So I can tell Cortana what my name is, so it'll address me as such, and it will be an interactive experience. That's kind of what Microsoft was going for with Cortana. And this is just an example of some of the things it can do. If you want my a little bit more thoughts on what I said about the device, be sure to follow the link in the description below. You can see a written review of what I said about Cortana. This is available in a Windows Phone 8.1 developer preview. If you search around the internet, I'm sure it's fairly easy for you to figure out how to get it on your device. I also reviewed some other aspects of Windows 8.1, so give that a look and hope you enjoyed this video. If so, feel free to click like and subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching.